So we're doing a late night flight, and this flight is actually flying out of Miami, and we are going to KMIA, which is in Honduras. We'll be landing at the Palmarola Airport, and this ought to be interesting because it's an RNAV airport. We're going to be coming in, I think, on runway 35, and late night, lots of like higher elevation going on, and I'm in an aircraft that I've only landed 3, maybe 4 times. So what could go wrong? uh, I'm in a livery. I'm in a kind of a retro livery, American Airlines. This is a Rotate MD-80. Rotate, and man, they really did a good job on it. I have the XChecklist loaded if I need it, but I'll probably not use it for every piece of this flight. I've gotten used to the rhythm, so we'll see if we can't get through it. Maybe save a little bit of time. I know the famous last words. Also for our flight crew, they're kind of a trip. I've got, let me pull it up here. I have a flight crew that just say they've got a very sarcastic sense of humor through, say, Intentions. So the cabin crew are a little bit, I don't know how to say it. They've got no tact whatsoever. So we'll see how they act on this flight. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get our flashlight, aviation flashlight, and get things going here. So first things first, we drop the battery guard. Okay. I am going to, let's see, let's go ahead and bring up our GPU. And since we're here, let's go ahead and open some stuff. We'll open our doors, stairs, aft door, cargo doors, and we haven't started, of course, we haven't started refueling yet because we haven't put in our information, but we'll have that in the works. Okay, I'll come back to that. Okay, see the availability of our, there we go. Some cockpit floodlights, emergency lights armed, okay, and our smoking always stays on. The on and seat belts to auto. Okay, and let's cut off that. Okay, let's go ahead and pull up our flight plan. For KMIA, and this is Palmarola. So the airport that we're actually landing at is Palmarola, and we're near Tegucigalpa, which is where I've had friends that have flown in quite a few times, and it's a very unique airport, shall we say. It's very unique. Okay. Okay, so let's go to our plan here. So our trip fuel for this flight will be, wow, is that all? 7,038 pounds? Really? That is, okay. All right. It seems rather light. Okay. So trip fuel is 7038. And then we have the actual block fuel, which is 11816. Oh, I know it's wrong. My fault.
The card game in and of itself, without all the crazy stuff that they added, is a fun game. Oh my gosh. Yu-Gi-Oh was good, like yeah, but Yu-Gi-Oh as a
Oh, those payload numbers are in kilograms. They have to be. I just realized that on this flight plan.
might have been like 4 years ago or 3 years
And
ago.
that makes me feel better because 11,816 kilograms of fuel is a lot. Okay. Um, Brian, convert 11,816 kilograms of fuel to gallons. How many do you have?
My first deck was low key a Zark. My first deck was a Zark deck.
11816 kilograms of fuel is approximately 3,125 gallons.
Okay, 31,000. Okay, that sounds more like it. Kind of threw me for a second there. Okay, passenger load on this flight. Wow. It has us at 172 passengers. So we'll break that up into 66 in the front and 66 in the rear. Okay. And cargo, it says here cargo is 4.3 kilograms. We can break that up a little bit. So let me see. So 1.1, 1.1, 1.1, 1.0. Oh, 1. And cargo aft will be 1,000. Okay. So we've got everything loaded there. Okay. So we've got our fuel, we've got our payload. Everything's open at the moment. So we can go ahead and start our load. Load our fuel and load our passengers. And we're going to expedite the cargo. Okay. Right, we've got those numbers loaded. What else are we going to need? We're going to need this in a minute, which is our takeoff information. So we'll keep that up. And we need to get our IRSs aligning. So that takes about 5 minutes. Our reference airport is KMIA. KMIA, and this will speed this up a little bit in a second. I'll show you. Our IRS position. So I would rather use the GPS position, and because it will be a little bit more specific, although not far off at all. There we go. And it's got a place in here for company route, but also we know that this is AAL 3699. Company route is KMIA, and MHPR should come up. There we go. It does. Kind of came right up. Good. And our runway, let's double check our runway. Brian, would you please get our IFR clearance?
I'll get our IFR clearance from clearance on 135.35.
Brian, you're in charge of all comms.
I'll handle the comms from here.
Not sure what his holdup is. Brian, can you get that IFR clearance for us, please?
I'll get our IFR clearance from clearance on 135.35.
Miami clearance, American 3699. We'd like to receive our IFR clearance with information hotel.
Stand by for that clearance.
Miami clearance, velocity 010 Tango Bravo. Velocity 010 Tango Bravo, Miami clearance, go ahead. Have information Tango, VFR to Key West at 6,500.
American 3699, Miami clearance cleared to Palmarola via the Mainer 3 departure. Radar vectors baller then as filed. Departure runway 8 right. Initial climb to 8,000. Departure on 118.1 squawk 1541.
Miami clearance, American 3699. Cleared to Palmarola via Mainer 3. Radar vectors baller then as filed. Departing runway 8 right. Climb to 8,000 feet. Departure frequency 118.1 squawk 1541.
American 3699, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.8.
Switching to ground on 121.8, American 3699.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard American Airlines Flight 3699.
Okay, so it's 8 right.
I'm Jim, your lead flight attendant.
And I've got Maynard 3 Fundy.
Please take your seats according to your boarding passes and stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you. If you need any help, feel free to ask any of my colleagues who are definitely not on something, I promise. Just kidding. We're all here to make your flight as enjoyable as possible, even if our pilots seem to be flying with their eyes closed. Anyway, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Okay, 35, we're going tent 1A. no other transition there. That's it. Okay. So our fuel total is let's see, 11.8. Oh. $11.8 with a /A. Okay. Our ZFW is 50.9.
Miami clearance, critter 49, type DC982. We are at Golf 11, posting IFR clearance to Pensacola with information Bravo.
1 second while I grab the paperwork.
Our reserves are, wow.
Clear to Pensacola via the Hurricane 4 departure, then a filed with climate maintain 6,000, expect flight over 300, 10 minutes after departure.
And cost index
118.1,
100.
squawk 5552, we'll expect 8 right, critter 49.
Critter 409, read back correct.
Cruise winds. Hold on. And our oat is 26. And this is where it can get confusing on this, because you see you got your info there and you're like, where are my V speeds? All you have to do to bring the V speeds up is click, and they populate themselves. It looks like 164 is our V2, so we're going to put +10 here and leave that there. Okay. Baller, there we go. Run through here, make sure I don't have any discontinuities up to be concerned with. That looks good. All the way to runway 35. Okay. Right. Flight director's up. And for our CG is at 4.4.
American 1921 with you, requesting IFR clearance to Tampa with information Tango ready to copy.
Go.
I'll grab that clearance. Give me just a minute.
And
Clearance delivery, FedEx 10.
Our flaps are 11. Our flaps will be 11. Okay. Right, I want to close that for now. And let's go ahead and make sure and load our QNH while I'm here. QNH on this flight is 2989. Okay. And little secret, that annoying, you can't see your map there. Okay, it's just not there. All you have to do to make this go away is click here, and it just disappears. You can bring that up. There we go, and put that in the map. And okay, nav track is what we need, and oh, I can't use that yet. I can't use VNav yet. Alright, at this point, we're going to bring in XChecklist to make sure I don't miss something.
Flight control elevators full forward. Check. Flight control elevators full aft. Check. Flight control ailerons full left. Check. Flight control ailerons full right. Check. Flight control rudder full left. Check. Flight control rudder full right. Check. Windshield anti-fog and ice.
Okay, I'm going to walk through some of this, but I am still kind of sensitive about missing something. But we do need to go ahead and start the pump here. Start APU.
Miami clearance delivery, Amerijet 1012 Heavy. Information Bravo. Pick up clearance to San Juan.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
We're cleared to San Juan via Colada to departure Dennis File. Departure runway 8 right. Initial climb 10,000. Departure 118.1 squawk 4456. Amerijet 1012 Heavy.
There's several ways people do their checklists. So the XChecklist does make a way for you to not miss anything. Or you can simply do it just because if you were doing it for an airline, you'd have to follow to the letter your checklist. Or you can just go section by section, and I have one that I printed out here that's got everything on it too. Okay. Right, we're gonna cut these on. And external power is knocked off. And we're going to dismiss it. We're going to go ahead and close the forward door, retract the stairs, aft door close, cargo door close. Fuel says pending. What's up with that? Fuel's fine. I think I was looking at, so it says here our total fuel is at 11,814 kilograms. Gross weight, everything looks fine. Not sure what's up there. Okay. Okay, let's see.
Flight control elevators full forward. Strobe lights.
We're gonna go. I'm gonna walk through this here.
Position. Anti-skid. Armed. Push and start clearance.
Hold on, I didn't arm it.
Expecting 26 left, and I don't see any text, man. What the heck? American 3007 Heavy requesting IFR clearance to Charlotte International Airport.
There's some more switches here that I need to switch over, but I'll go ahead. Brian, you can go ahead and get our push and start clearance. You're in charge of all comms, you know.
Ground to cockpit.
I'll request
Please
push and
show me
start
where you
clearance
want to
for
go.
ground.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
3699 requesting clearance for pushback and start. We have hotel.
Received and activated. Pushback procedure
American
as required.
3699, pushback and start approved, tail east.
Check. Left fuel pumps. On. Center fuel pumps. On. Right fuel pumps. On. Engine start system A or B. Select. Throttle idle. Check. Right generator.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Our generators. This is where it can get confusing because nothing's in a good spot. Everything's
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Cabin crew, all doors in flight and cross-check. Welcome aboard American Airlines, Flight 3699, heading to Palmarola International Airport. I'm Jim, your lead flight attendant, and I must say, it's a real pleasure to have you all here today. Please take your seats according to your boarding passes.
Left
And stow
generator.
your hand luggage in the overhead bins
On.
or under the seats in front
Right
of you.
engine starter.
If you need any help, feel free to ask any of my colleagues who are definitely not on something. I promise. Just kidding. We're all here to make your flight as enjoyable as possible, even if our pilots seem to be flying with their eyes closed. Oops, wrong. Anyway, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard American Airlines Flight 3699, heading to Palmarola International Airport. I'm Jim, your lead flight attendant, and I'm thrilled to have you all on board today. We're cruising at 31,000 feet, which is just high enough for our pilots to pretend
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Pump is on. Fuel tanks are on.
Hold until 20% N2.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
25%. Check. Right volts and frequency.
Okay.
Miami ground, Delta 506, requesting push and start.
Delta 506, push and start approved. Tail east.
Delta 506.
Check. Left engine starter. Hold until 20% N2. Left fuel handles. On. Wait until N1 25%. Check.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Check left volts and frequency. Check. Engine starter system. Off. Engine start pump. Off. AC bus X-tie. Auto. APU bus left. Off. APU bus right. Off. APU air switch. Off. APU master. Off. Air conditioning left system. Auto. Air conditioning right system. Auto. Flight control elevators full forward. Check. Flight control elevators full aft. Check. Flight control ailerons full left. Check. Flight control ailerons full right. Check. Flight control rudder full left.
Oh, hey Jesse. I see you're testing 340-600. Ah, that'll be a good flight. That's all. So you're going from Thailand to Singapore. That's good.
Check. Flight control rudder full right. Check. Windshield anti-fog and ice.
I am trying this flight out. I'll actually be doing this flight in latter October. Or I'll be a passenger.
American 1527, requesting pushback from gate Delta 43.
I don't think we need any anti-ice on this one. I don't think. Okay. Oh, and hey Jesse, sorry I was been so focused on this one here. I'm trying to get through. Maybe this will be the only the 4th or 5th flight I've done with the MD-80, and so we'll see how this turns out. But we're getting ready to go. Okay.
On. Pitot/stall heat. Capped.
Captain. Yeah.
Left and right airfoil heat. On if needed. Left engine anti-ice. On if needed. Right engine anti-ice. On if needed. Yaw damper.
Got yaw damper.
On.
Yeah.
Logo light. On. Seat belt sign. On. No smoking sign. On. Nose lights.
Everything's all over the map on this one. That's one thing I'm having to get used to. Okay, nose lights, bright. And we'll bring up landing lights too, even though we're taxiing. Okay.
On bright. Left ground flood light. On. Right ground flood light. On. Anti-collision lights. On. Cockpit temp. Auto as desired. Cabin temp. Auto as desired. Transponder.
It's on TCAS.
Set as required. Parking brake. Off. Taxi to runway and hold short. Check. Thrust mode TO.
Alright, we're ready. Brian, would you get our taxi clearance, please?
I'll request taxi clearance from ground.
Miami ground, American 3699, ready to taxi. We have hotel.
American 3699, taxi to runway 8 right via November, Mike 2, Papa, Mike 1.
Runway 8 right via November, Mike 2, Papa, Mike 1. American 3699.
kind of a tight fit here. Right, we're taxiing to 08 right, 08 right. We'll be going on the Mainer 3 departure and the Fundy transition. This is Nimbus custom Miami airport.
Request pushback and engine start. 77 pushback and engine start approved. Tail east. Start approved. Clipper 77, thank you. I just loaded map enhancements, and so far it's been doing really well. Also, Beta 5, I've had really good luck with Beta 5 so far. No burps or hiccups or spit ups or anything. And I do see a texture difference in some cases. They say they redid the cloud formation, so they did the whole, like the cloud engine, but the clouds really look good. The daytime clouds look great. Alright, it's a long runway. When we get in position, I still just want to make sure I've got my flaps perfect. We should be at a flaps 11 configuration, very long runway. That's good, but I just want to make sure I've got it right. Once we get up to cruise altitude, I probably will use some compression, a little bit of time compression. I can do up to 4 times while in cruise to save some time, just so we don't do the full time for the flight.
With information, show
I don't need the full length of the runway, but I'm gonna take it anyway.
American 3699, contact tower on 118.3 so long.
Switching to tower on 118.3, American 3699.
Okay. Oh, got that, yeah.
Miami Tower, American 3699, good evening. We're holding short of 8 right, ready for departure.
Thrust to takeoff.
American 3699, Miami Tower, runway 8 right, winds 350 at 3. RNAV Baller cleared for takeoff.
Flaps to 11.
Runway 8 right, RNAV Baller cleared for takeoff. American 3699.
Okay.
Check EPR 1.92. Flaps to 11 or 15 degrees. Check. Engine start system.
Needs to be set to override, which is here. Okay.
OVRD. Annunciator panel. Check. Left external flood light. Extend on. Right external flood light. Extend on. Nose lights. Off. Galley, off for takeoff. Off. Check engine instruments.
Contact departure.
Pushing departure, American 1069.
Alright, so I've got vertical speed and nav track, this navigation track, and we'll try to figure this out. That's the one part I've been kind of weak on, just making sure I have it set up correctly in this model.
Check. Takeoff clearance.
Prepare the cabin, we're about to take off.
Okay, Captain, I will repair the cabin. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant, Jim, speaking. We are currently pushing back from the gate, and I just wanted to take a moment to remind you of a few safety features on this lovely DC-982. Please ensure your seatbelts are fastened low and tight across your lap.
Request.
Not that it will help much if our
Strobe.
pilots decide to pull a stunt.
Both.
In the unlikely
Transponder.
event of an emergency, your nearest exit may be
XPDR.
behind you, just like my work
Timer.
on this flight.
On.
Oh, and if you happen to
Line
see
up
the
and
first
hold
officer,
brakes press.
Brian, just know he's probably
Set.
had one too many drinks
Auto
before he
brake.
took off. Oops, wrong. Anyway, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Or
Ron, you can ask for our takeoff clearance. We're ready to depart.
I'll request takeoff clearance from Tower.
Miami Tower, American 3699. Holding short of runway 8 right, we're ready for departure.
American 3699, runway 8 right, wind 350 at 3. RNAV baller cleared for takeoff.
FedEx 565, ready to copy. I have BART to Miami.
Runway 8 right, RNAV baller cleared for takeoff. American 3699.
All right, one last check. All right, we'll line up, get it up to about 70%, and we hit the auto throttle button. Slide it up here. A little front pressure on yoke. Foot's off. Auto throttle. Overrun the runway.
American 3699, contact departure on 118.1.
Switching to departure on 118.1. American 3699.
That's not the first time that I've had trouble with how I'm doing N1 right now on this model, and I'm trying to work through that. Something I'm not doing right.
American 3699. Good evening. We're climbing past 1,000.
American 3699, Miami departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain 14,000, turn left, heading 150, vectors to Baller. Then it's filed.
Climb and maintain 14,000, left heading 150, vectors to Baller. Then it's filed. American 3699.
When I first started flying the Airbuses, I had the same issue. I've got to work through there.
American 3699, climb and maintain flight level 210.
Climb and maintain flight level 210, American 3699.
American 3699, speed below 250 knots. American 3699, climb and maintain flight level 260.
Climb and maintain flight level 260, American 3699.
Dear guests, we have just climbed above the safe altitude, and I hope you are all enjoying the thrill of being airborne with our esteemed pilots, who, seem to be flying this DC-982 like it's a video game. Just a reminder, the lavatories are now available, so feel free to use them if you can navigate through the chaos of this cabin. Cabin service will begin shortly, so prepare yourselves for the finest selection of Biscoff cookies or pretzels, because who doesn't love a good snack while contemplating the questionable flying skills of our crew? Oh, by the way, you can now use your electronic devices, because, you know, why not? Just make sure to keep them away from the pilots' heads. They might get distracted. Oops, wrong. Anyway, sit back, relax, and try not to think about how much you paid for this flight. Cheers.
American 3699, contact Homestead departure on 123.8.
Contacting Homestead departure, American 3699. Good evening, climbing through 12000 for flight level 260. Homestead departure, American 3699. Good evening, climbing through 12000 for flight level 260.
American 3699, Homestead departure, good evening, Key Largo altimeter 2987.
Max bank angle.
Altimeter 2987, American 3699.
American 3699, please expedite your climb to flight level 260.
Expediting climb to flight level 260, American 3699.
Set to 30.
Good evening, Miami.
Auto brakes.
30.03.
Off. Engine start system. Off above weather. Auxiliary hydraulic pump.
American
Off.
3699, climb and maintain
Altitude.
flight level 310.
Passing 10,000 feet.
Climb and maintain flight
Left
level
external
310,
flood light.
American 3699.
Retract and off. Right external flood light. Retract and off. Nose lights. Off. Logo light. Off. Left ground flood light. Off. Right ground flood light. Off. Seat belt sign. Auto. At transition altitude. 1013/2992. Bank angle.
American 3699, contact Miami Oceanic Center on
10 degrees above
133.85.
flight level 300.
Switching to Miami
Monitor
Oceanic
engine
Center on
instruments.
133.85, American
Check.
3699.
Autopilot data. Check. Target altitude.
Homestead departure, American 3699, evening, climbing through 16,000 for flight level 310.
American 3699, Miami Oceanic Center, good evening, Tavernier altimeter 2983.
Altimeter 2983, American 3699.
Alright, as soon as we get to cruise altitude, I will probably time compress to see if I can cut down some of the cruise time. This isn't a official virtual American Airlines flight, so I've got a little bit more latitude. So anyway, we'll probably compress it. I'd never even used time compression before until a week ago. I've been flying on Xplane 12 for a year plus, but I just never thought to do it, you know. But it really has helped, like, get through flights, just because you'd like to do the longer flights. And I think when it started is I fly out of Charles de Gaulle a lot, and if I do the international flights, I can't sit here for 9 hours. I can't do it. But it's really helped to kind of speed up the compression a little bit, at least when you get up to cruise altitude. I think the airline that I fly for, the virtual airline, gives you up to 4 times when you're in cruise mode, as long as you don't use it during the climb or the descent. They'll let you do it.
American 3699, contact Miami Center on 133.5.
Contacting Miami Center on 133.5. Miami Center, American 3699, good evening, climbing to flight level 200 for flight level 310. Miami Center, American 3699, good evening, we're climbing to flight level 200, aiming for flight level 310.
American 3699, Miami Center, good evening.
All right. Alright, so we're operating off the FMS, our nav track, and our VNAV climb. What's different about this particular landing is KMIA, the Palmarola airport, does not have ILS, and I don't know why they still don't. The first time I ever flew out of there was may have been 20 or 21, and so I've flown in and out of it at least 3 times. But I always wondered, there's one time we had a go around the last time I was there, and I never knew exactly why, but we were maybe 200 feet from the runway, like in height, and climbed to 3,000 feet at full toga, and I never knew why. Never did figure out why, but I just figured maybe it's a RNAV runway. There's a whole lot more room for like not anticipating right or doing something, and I have a feeling he just went long on the runway and came back around again. That's it. We're currently, oh gosh, we're not far out of Cuba. We'll be flying directly over Cuba. I will say this: the MD-80, this rotate model MD-80, very well done, and handles a whole lot better. Of course, when you've been flying nothing but a 737 and the Airbus A321. It's like a sports car. The interior and the clarity of the instruments and everything on this model, the rotate model, are like above standard. It's really easy to see. It looks very authentic, you know, genuine. Just well done. Or 260 and climbing. I'm just getting used to this, but I don't know how to use this. It looks like a tablet. I can move it around, but I do not know how to use it. I have no idea. Nearing cruise altitude, close. So FMS, we're on nav track, we're on VNAV climb. One thing different about this plane, okay, so I've flown the Bombardier CRJ 700 and 900, and I've really haven't done well. They're hard to fly, and this one here has been a lesser of a learning curve.
American 369. Savannah Center, American 369er. Good evening, climbing from flight level 270 to flight level 310.
American 369er, Havana Center identified. Good evening.
Havana Center, American 369er. Evening, climbing from flight level 270 to flight level 310.
We're getting close. We're about 1,500 feet from cruise altitude, flight level 310.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached cruising altitude, and I hope you're all enjoying the thrill of flying with our esteemed pilots, who seem to be navigating this DC-982 like it's a game of bumper cars. Now we will begin our snack and drink service, so prepare yourselves for the finest Biscoff cookies or pretzels you can imagine. I mean, who doesn't love a good snack while contemplating the questionable flying skills of our crew? Oh, and after the service, we will come around selling articles from the American Airlines shop, because nothing says luxury travel like overpriced trinkets. So, sit back, relax, and try not to think about how much you paid for this flight. Cheers!
Yeah, I've got it set to auto, so I'm good there. And we're about to cross over Cuba. Alright, we're at cruise. We are going to speed it up a little bit here. here goes Control T, Control T, Control T. Okay. Alright, so we're traveling at the FMS speeds. Longest one will be Pobble. Okay. And we're at about 3.3 times speed. See how that's helping. Alright, hardest part of this flight is proper RNAV descent, and this is where we're going to really rely on VNAV to help us get down to the right altitude for final approach. You have to watch. This is one thing. This flying this time of the night in areas that are like sparsely populated can be very nerve-wracking, and you need to just trust your instruments to know where you are. Okay, see how we're doing? Yeah, this is rotates MD-80. It's a really neat plane. What I like also about what Rotate did is it's the resolution, the crisp, the clarity on the dashes. You can see everything. The only thing that they didn't do, and I'm okay with this, it's an older, quote unquote older plane. They didn't do pop outs, so I can't, like, if I like sometimes having pop outs, I stick to the side, but honestly I really haven't missed it at this point, so it works really well. But the flight dynamics are really good. What I found out, this is very stable, even on landing it. Like when you it feels so different than the 737 or the A321. Of course, obviously it should. It's a lot smaller, but it's so it maneuvers and handles so well. Yeah, it's easy to get like around the first time I ever landed it. I think I was around 430 feet per minute, and that was with no ILS help. And as I did a few more landings, it was easy to adjust, and but it's a very smooth, like easy to maneuver plane. This one is not free. It's not a free version. I think the plane, and we also have the sound pack, the premium sound pack on it, cost around 75 I think. But I'll say this, the built-in MD-88 in Xplane, there are a lot of like flight similarities, you know, if nothing else. But so if you don't want to spend the money for the rotate version, the one built into Xplane is pretty good too. Haven't done that before. I've got us on time compression right now to get through some of our cruise time at about 3.6 times. I just remembered that when I did the flyby. This isn't a virtual airline flight, sanctioned virtual airline flight, so I don't have to worry about the like compression thing. So here's the interior, and by the way, it really throws me how many passengers you can put in this plane. In the MD-80, I mean, you can put a lot of people. I think this flight we have 144 passengers on this flight. That's a lot of space. We're about 435 miles outside of KMIA, but we're also time compressed right now, so I'm trying to put us in a position to be about 200 or 300 miles outside of for our descent, to prepare for our descent. So I think we're in good shape. This is a RNAV. It's not there's no ILS at Palmarola. If you've ever flown into Palmarola in KMIA, Honduras, there is no, like I say, no ILS whatsoever. A slight turn there. Yeah. There was a time I was we were flying into KMIA for we were going to a place called Victoria Euro, and we have to fly into KMIA, Palmarola, around Tegucigalpa, not far from Tegucigalpa, and we're coming in for a landing, and all of a sudden, about 300 feet above the runway, I hear the engines like go to full throttle.
Hey, Captain Steve, First Officer Brian, can I get you anything to drink or a small snack? Don't worry, this time it's actually hot. I think, just trying to keep you awake up here. Let me know what you like.
Hey, how about some coffee with half and half?
Oh, Captain Steve, coffee with half and half. Coming right up. Just a moment while I navigate this chaotic cabin full of lovely passengers. You know, it's a real joy serving coffee to people who probably think they're flying first class on a budget airline. I'll be right back with that coffee, yeah?
I love this cabin crew. They're very sarcastic. So I picked the comical partly bitter crew. They've all got
American
attitudes.
3699er, contact Centimer Center on 124.3.
Switching to Centimer Center on 124.3, American 3699er.
Anyway, I never figured out what happened on that go around in Comayagua. Why we ended up
American
shooting up 3,000
Good
feet.
evening, maintaining flight level 310.
American 3699er, Centimer Center identified. Good evening.
Yeah, I never figured out. We never knew exactly what happened. I know that the same time we were at the airport that particular day, the president of Honduras was there, and she had either just been elected or, but it was they'd just been through an election. So it was kind of tense for a little bit there, but, but anyway, no LS. You have to come in RNAV or not at all at this airport. So this ought to be interesting, especially since it's so dark, and in Honduras where we're flying into. Yeah, it's going to be pitch black as we descend. Oh gosh, it is, man, it's a serious narrow body. No, we are going to be approaching, we're going to be descending and approaching Palmarola Airport in Comayagua, Honduras, which is about maybe 30 miles out of Tegucigalpa. Tegucigalpa, by the way, that airport, it's like a roller coaster ride for you to go in on approach there. The way they have to maneuver. Every time you land at Tegucigalpa, all the passengers clap once you land on the runway, and it was kind of unnerving. Check our distance out. Okay, we're about 309 miles outside of Comayagua, Honduras right now. We're on the other side of Cuba. We're between Cuba and Honduras right now. Okay, time compression's back off, so we're back to regular time at cruise altitude, and we're at 310, about 294 miles outside of our airport. Miami, by the way, we took off out of Miami. I'm still having a couple of issues on the MD-80, and it's just me on making sure I'm configured completely correct for toga. I'm using too much runway on my takeoffs. I got to figure that out. Maybe a few more takeoffs, I'll be all right. I will say this model, this Rotate MD-80, I really like it. Once you've flown it, and by the way, it took me forever to figure out how to get rid of this. The only thing about this MD-80 model is when the yoke is up, it's blocking your view of your map. It's right there in front of you, and I think I spent about an hour trying to figure out how to make it go away, make the yoke go away. I couldn't find the way to hide it, but then all of a sudden I just clicked on it and it went away. So bam, it's gone. That's it. Okay. Anyway, there's your right. This is directly in front of me, right here. So we're right here. Our FMS. We're nav tracking on the nav, and our VNav is set for our descent. We're currently on cruise. Okay. Something else that I don't like about this isn't the creator of the model's fault. It's where they put everything. Like, for instance, here is the pneumatic X feed valves that have to be open to start the engines, and it took me forever to find them. Also, there's something else that's hidden over here. The hydraulic pumps. You would think that they're up here, but no, they're like hidden over here off to the right side, and took me forever to find them the first time. Right, let's check our descent, see if there's anything I need to change here. Let's check our winds, our descent winds. Alright, here it is. Descent. Wind is going to be 080 at 21. See if it'll take it. 080 21. Well, what if I just put the actual knots? 21. 80 20. I give up on that for now. I'll come back to that. Our runway is, let's see if I can get this 35. Will it take? Nope, didn't like that. So I'm going to do RWY35 and we'll say 10 4 1. Okay. And we've got to really be careful with our altitude because, let's see right there, 2087 is our arrival altitude. Like I think that's our elevation. We'll double check the elevation though. See if there's a way, I mean, I don't know if there's a way to adjust our elevation at all. That does good. No, okay. Alright, here we go. Landing altitude. Okay, let's get our okay, so maybe there is. Because I don't think it's in my checklist anywhere to do this. But we've got, okay, exactly, 2062. What did I just say? So, see how we put that in. Let's put 2000 there. Put it there, and our landing barrow. Is 1016, 1016. Okay.
Stingray 239er
30.
Center Center, negative radar contact. Please verify you're squawking 6562 and your transponder is set to mode C. Stingray 239er AZ Center radar contact. 5 east of Golison at 3,500 feet. Wasiba QNH 1010.
Right, I think I have that correct. Yeah, but we have to be a little more cautious about our descent because our elevation's different. We're going into mountains. I don't know. I'm on say intentions on this flight, but I don't know if Tegucigalpa. You know what? I really doubt there'd be anybody at Tegucigalpa. I'd be curious. If you're on VATSIM right now, you can check, but I don't know. What I do like, that's why I think that's one of the reasons I like using say intentions, is I always have a controller.
American 369er 9er Center, expect the Toncontin, Tegucigalpa 1 Alpha arrival. Plan for descent in maybe 20 minutes.
Expecting the Toncontin, Tegucigalpa 1 Alpha arrival. Planning descent in about 20 minutes. American 369er 9er.
Alright. So we're going to put our altitude at
Set. NAV1 ILS frequency.
I didn't mean to start something there. see. $5,200. Whew. I don't understand why it immediately started descending just when I changed this. I'm not sure why. Not sure why. Alright, so we're on a descent path right now. I've got it set for 7,900, but VNAV should be controlling our descent, and I think I've got some hard stops and some hard at or aboves along the way. That should help. Yeah, should. And VNAV's playing a big part because this is an RNAV approach, so. American Airlines 3699 requesting clearance to descend to 180.
American 3699er, cleared ton contents. Tegucigalpa 1 Alpha, arrival into Palmarola. At your discretion, descend altitude 14,000.
Cleared ton contents. Tegucigalpa 1 Alpha, arrival into Palmarola. Descend altitude 14,000 at our discretion. American 3699er.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have left our cruising altitude and have started our approach to Palmarola International Airport. Please return to your seats, stow your tables, and fasten your seatbelts. I hate to break it to you, but the usage of the lavatories is no longer allowed. So if you were planning on making a quick pit stop, you might want to reconsider that decision. Our esteemed pilots are doing their best, which let me tell you, is a bit like watching a toddler try to fly a kite. So let's all buckle up and hope for the best, eh?
Man, he's awful. I have tried to fly into Tegucigalpa with VATSIM before, but I don't think I've ever had anyone. I don't think I've ever had a controller. Right, QNH is already set for arrival. We've got our elevation already set for our landing. Speed brakes armed. 'Cause I don't think we're going to be needing any speed brake along the way. And let's switch to what just happened? did I just figure out that's my mock select setting for, oh, cool. Alright, I think it's following the path now. Let me see. $240. Yeah. So we're gonna be at this altitude for quite a while, but then we'll start the gradual descent down to our approach speed. That's not 210. We're not going to be approaching at 210. We're going to be at 145. Not sure why that's in there, but oh, some of their announcements are so morbid. This particular crew. Yeah, I was kind of surprised it was in there, but it's funny. Alright. Okay. Let's look outside. That's a good looking model. I may control the speed for the duration because my flight plan speeds are a little off. We're about 240 knots. Okay.
American 369er, contact Roton approach on 129.0.
Contacting Roton approach on 129.0. American 369er.
Okay.
Teton approach. American 369er evening, maintaining 14,000 feet.
American 369er, Rotan approach identified. Good evening, Palmarola, QNH 1009er. Expect the RNAV runway 35 approach into Palmarola.
So there's our approach. So we're currently kind of almost like a and about
QNH 1009er, expecting the RNAV runway 35 approach. American 369er.
Anyway, we'll take a, we'll basically, but going straight down, we're going to take a right turn to set up for our approach on 350. It's not a complicated approach, but it's just you don't have any descent assistance from ILS or any localizers. Hey, if you you need to notify the passengers. By the way, you know this is only my 5th flight ever on landing the MD-80, and I've never did an RNAV approach here in the MD-80 at KMIA. So keep your fingers crossed and tell the passengers to pray. Okay. Okay, he did good on that announcement. Back there, the guy in the aisle seat 3A just peed a little. All right, we've already we're setting our brakes for medium, our anti-skids, because it's a long runway. It's a very long runway. We've already armed our speed brake, and we're going to be at 140 for a little bit longer. We're 127 miles from KMIA, and we have a transition to get into position. And we've got to be careful about descending too early because of mountains. Lots of mountains. Whenever I visit here, we ended up in a Tacoma pickup truck. And you start out like for about the first 20 miles of wherever you're going, you're on like a highway or pavement. And then it kind of ends, and then it's dirt from then on. Even through the village towns, just dirt. And I don't have any helicopter friends. we're currently at 240 knots, 117 miles outside of Palmarola, Comayagua. It's so dark out here, like you can't see, there's just nothing. And this is really how it is. When you get in these areas, there's just no lights whatsoever. The airport's well lit. It's right next to a military base. It backs up to a military base. It's got a bunch of C-130s and C-5s in it. Alright, QNH is set at 1016. We're currently at 14,000 and we're on the nav track right now. FMS, FMC, ASAP. You have any good jokes? Course heading for final is 351. And by the way, this is a cool thing. So say Intentions has a Brian can actually brief the approach. So my co-pilot, my pilot monitoring can I'll have him do the brief. Brian, do you want to brief the approach for me?
Arriving at Palmarola on runway 35 using the RNAV approach. Flying the Toncontin to Googl 1 Alpha arrival. Transition level is 18,000 feet. After the star, we'll intercept the RNAV to runway 35. Weather shows winds 325 at 4 knots. Scattered clouds at 4600 feet. No significant weather expected. In the event of a missed approach, we'll follow the published procedure. Squawk code remains 1541, approach frequency 129.0. Flaps 30 for landing. Final approach speed 135 knots. We're ready for the arrival, Steve.
Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome, Steve.
I think that's a new feature in Say Intentions. Or more recent, where he can, Brian can do the brief, or whoever my co-pilot is then, and or I can do the brief, but it's neat, so it's good practice. I'd like to have him do it, and then it kind of gives you the format of a good brief. great. I got a great co-pilot who's doing a great job on the briefs, and I got a cabin purser who's better about his job. You see a lot of adder aboves there, so that's good. That'll kind of, that's why I can get VNAV to help me through that. So that'll step us down. And you see runway 35 is 2087. And we'll actually set our altitude at 2087, which is actually the same as setting it for 0. At 81 miles out. Okay. It's kind of quiet out here. Okay. Alright. I've set my, I've got my altitude actually set down in line with the, to the runway. And we're going to see if VNAV will help us manage the steps down to final. We have no ILS on this runway, so this is strictly an RNAV approach. There are probably some other features or nav aids here that I'm missing for approach, and I'll just learn them as I go. Our fuel, by the way, looks good. We have 5,431 kilograms of fuel left remaining. We're good. We are 61 miles outside of Tegucigalpa, or Comayagua. See if we get this MD-80 on the ground. I think I stand by it's a lot easier to land, hand fly land, than 737 or A321. Much more so. This is where I think I'm going to trust VNav to, like right now it just stopped at 12,000. What are you doing? Okay. Come on, make me proud, VNav. Do a good job. All right. If we'll start monitoring the map a little bit closer here. Yeah, there we go. Honestly, I still can't see. It's so dark, like so dark here. You know.
Hey, Captain. Just letting the passengers know about the approach and your impressive flying skills. I mean, who doesn't love a bit of excitement, right? Just remember, if we land safely, it's all thanks to their good vibes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your friendly flight attendant, Jim speaking. We are now on our final approach into Palmarola, so it's time to turn off those electronic devices and stow them away until we've arrived at the gate.
Landing gear.
Honestly,
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
it's too early for us to put out landing gear. We're in proximity to the airport, so I'm not sure why she's fussing.
Landing gear. 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 Landing gear.
Oh, great. Some weather out here.
Landing gear. 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 Landing gear.
The message should go off because we're not in proximity. We're in proximity to the airport, but try this again.
American 369er, descend altitude 6400, turn right heading 245 vectors for the RNAV runway 35 approach.
Descending to 6400, right turn heading 245 for RNAV runway 35 approach. American 369er.
American 369er, descend altitude 5000.
Descending to altitude 5000, American 369er.
369er, contact on continent approach on 119.1.
Switching to Toncontin approach on 119.1. American 369er. Roton approach, American 369er evening, maintaining 8,000 feet.
I'm not.
American 369er, Toncontin approach identified. Buenas noches, Palmerola, QNH 1017.
QNH 1017, American 369er.
Alright, we're currently at about 218 knots. I'm at about flaps 4 right now. And I think he's trying to cut off a little bit of our distance to the airport. We'll see what he does. If I've got, he probably will set us up with a direct to one of 3-way or 4-way points.
American 369er, proceed direct Papa Romeo 501. Descend altitude 3700 until established, cleared for the RNAV runway 35 approach.
Proceed direct PR 501. Descend altitude 3700 until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 35 approach. American 369er.
He about sent us into the bushes. 5,000. ATC sent us to 5,000. You know what I was saying about the mountains? He sent us, they had us descend to 5,000 and sent us into a mountain. Thank you, ATC.
American 369er, contact Palmarola Tower on 118.9er.
Contacting Palmarola Tower on 118.9er. American 369er. Ton Content approach. American 369er evening. We're established on the RNAV approach for runway 35.
Okay, so ATC had us descend to 5,000. And they sent us, they literally, they vectored me into what would have been a mountain. That was not nice. Okay, we're getting back in position now for approach, final approach though. What I'm doing is not going to be a, we won't call this a stable approach, but All right, let's keep this landing between us. Number one, I should have gone around. Okay, so where this airport is here, there should be. I'm usually landing from the opposite direction, because to my left is, I think, a military installation, and then to the right is the main terminal. Got a cut across coming up here. Welcome to Palmarola. It is a nice airport, though. I've spent quite a few hours here, but it's nice. It's nice. It's a really clean, just nice airport. Okay. Alright, let's pull out our book. Request a GPU. Then we're going to get external power going. Okay, I am not happy with the way ATC they literally vectored me into a mountain. They'd had me descend to 5,000, and 5,000 for the elevation of where that mountain was not enough. So anyway, that could have been really bad. Let's see here. Ugly landing. Ugly. All right, so that was rough. That was rough. I think that I'm going to need to do a couple of daytime landings here. This might be a good airport to do some circuit training on, but yeah, that was not a stable approach at all. Pretty sure I had a couple of passengers that threw up. But anyway, we live and learn, man. Hope you pulled a nugget, maybe learned something. But I will say this: the MD-80, nice plane. I tell you, it was really good to fly, and I'm looking forward to flying this one probably as much as I fly the my